Alright, Blue Lock Chapter 299 just revealed the full fate of Nagi, Seishirou, and what's next for him. This is obviously following up after that huge elimination for Nagi. We didn't know what's next, whether it was just a bait or he's actually gone for real. This chapter answers it all. We also got other player reactions, other eliminated player salaries. I want to cover it all, so let's get into it. Chapter starts off with Barcha celebrating their win. They won the mid-off. Manshine went 0-4. But obviously, the main content of this chapter is everyone's reactions to the salaries. We got Nanase with tears in his eyes, happy and surprised that he made it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised he made it too. I don't really know how he's gonna be able to contribute to the team, but I like him, so he gets the stamp of approval. Other blue lockers that barely made it, like Raichi, Zantetsu, and Kiora, are also hyped that they made it too. My boy Raichi made it through and he's hyped, but Kiora, man, I still can't help but think this is a little Mickey Mouse. Like, bro literally contributed 1 assist and that's it. It makes sense why his reaction was just a sigh of relief, because me personally, I would have thought I was cooked if I gave that performance. Now we move into the good parts of this chapter, the eliminated players' reactions and salaries. So this is a full list of the salaries. Nagi, we already knew, is number 24, and Tokimitsu follows him at number 25. Finally this guy is gone. Honestly, looking at him on the screen just pissed me off at times. He had so much potential with his character, but literally did nothing in the PXG game. We've been waiting for the Tokimitsu confirmation, and this guy went down in salary. He went negative in this game. He started at 23 million and went down to 22 million. Well deserved. I called this out too. He had to have decreased. Tokimitsu is now joining Nagi at the Krusty Krab. I'm glad they at least recognize that Tokimitsu did nothing. A previous top 3 player, by the way. There's going to be a study on how hard he fell off. Now, the rest of the salaries we could literally care less about. Nobody really knows their names, but there are some players that we can at least recognize. Dairai Miroku, Neo Kazuma, and Neru Tepe were eliminated. They were part of the Iron Wall Quartet, and we also saw their reactions. Dairai actually won the game because he played in Barcha, but he didn't even increase, so maybe he contributed nothing. They didn't even want to throw a salary increase at him. Wanima from the first selection also got eliminated in 30th place. He didn't play in the Manshine match. Itsuki Wakatsuki got eliminated. I'm jumping for joy at the moment. I genuinely think this is the worst player in all of Blue Lock, even worse than Imamura. And at the last spots, number 36 is Hajime Nishioka, or Aomori's Messi, and also Igaguri. Now, I know a lot of people were believing in Nishioka, and hearing the Aomori's Messi hat tricks theories were just funny to me, but bro literally ended on last place. In fact, he tied with Igaguri for 3 million. And we have to address Igaguri at last place. Very unfortunate. 3 million roughly translate to 20,000 USD yearly salary. I'm not really sure if Igaguri would even take that, or if that's nearly enough to keep him out of the temple. I've been saying he'd be perfect at selling hot dogs in the stands, or he can just be the mascot wearing the Blue Lock bear costume. That would be so fire to see Igaguri flying across the field in the Blue Lock bear costume. Please, we need to make a petition for this to happen. Going back to the reactions though, everyone is obviously sad or disappointed. Tokimitsu and Igaguri got tears in their eyes. We're obviously missing a big player's reaction though. We haven't seen Nagi and Reo's reaction to his elimination. But then Ego shows up on the screen, and I already know Ego is about to have a few choice words about the eliminated players. When Kira Ryusuke got eliminated, this guy did not hold back. He told him he was a fraud, useless, he served no purpose, in like 3 different languages. So when it came time for the rest of the gang, Ego kept the same energy, basically saying if you didn't make the top 23, you are not needed. Ego hit them with the I don't want to play with you anymore, and obviously this includes Nagi. So Isagi asks Ego why he didn't make it. And Ego kept it a buck, saying he didn't contribute anything to the match, he got what he deserved, there was too big of a gap between the good plays and the bad plays. He even drops the "that's all" line, and I know Shido's cheesing in the back hearing this because he took the same words out of his mouth when he eliminated Kunigami. Of course, Reo also jumps into the conversation, asking to redo it, shouting at the game monitor and Ego. And they got Reo on 4K live TV, streaming to everyone on the world, having this conversation where he's just panicking, asking over and over to redo the salaries. Then they just start debating, with Reo saying Nagi's talents, although not always shown, are some of the best. Some things only Nagi Seishirou can do, which honestly is kinda of true. Nobody else is gonna pull this off until Ego just shuts it down, quite literally telling him to shut up. And then it begins. Ego just starts going in on Nagi and Reo, saying that only the world's best survive. And that it should be clear, with this outcome, Nagi's talent has already withered. Reo is just in shock, responding with ahs and uhs, which is an appropriate response because Ego came in with a whole essay on why he deserved to be eliminated. I'm not even joking. Ego literally had explanation after explanation. He probably put that in MLA format. There was evidence. He started referencing beasts with full stomachs that forgot how to hunt. Ego basically explains how Nagi's talent was more than his own, and how he created an illusion that he was at that level. The world then came to expect that from Nagi since him and Reo enforced it. Instead, they should have admitted the results were more than their talent. In other words, Ego is saying he is not like that, and then goes on to say his biggest crime was fulfilling his dream of winning against Isagi. Ego is actually the watcher at this point because how he be knowing literally everything going on in Blue Lock? This guy went inside the mind of Nagi and knew he finished his goal and didn't know what's next. He then calls out how Nagi's fire won't come back and he should have overcame it by himself even if it pains him, which is a callback to how Bachara said the same thing when Nagi passed to Reo. This whole time as well, Nagi is just sitting on the ground taking it all in, and Ego just keeps going, saying their team up killed Nagi's talent. Ego puts the nail in the coffin and then starts talking directly to Nagi, giving him the whole low-tier god treatment. You know a sentence is bad when he starts with, well, in the end, because he is just mocking Nagi's words from when he said he was the best. We gotta call the ref on Ego because he kept kicking the dead horse when it's down. He knew Nagi was gonna do himself in, and he's enjoying every last minute of it. This is the same energy as Kurapika bringing a shovel to the fight. I feel like Ego's been pissed off ever since Nagi entered Blue Lock. Like if we go back to episode Nagi where they're in the waiting room, he literally says you don't have what it takes. So this is a get back months in the making, and the type of energy you need to have in order to do this is just crazy. Reo is telling him to stop with just tears in his eyes, bro acting like he got eliminated, but Ego just kept going on, ignoring Reo. He ends with asking if Nagi was satisfied, and that's why he got scared of losing what surrounds him. No, I'm not gonna lie, Nagi is 17, so Ego really debating some kids here, but it's the hard truth that he needs to hear. And Ego was just the messenger who put it in the harshest way possible. Like, bro literally had veins popping in his head. He's been waiting to say these words. He tells him if he is a sensible man, satisfied with anything below that he should go home. And then right as Nagi is about to say his final words since the elimination, we get a cliffhanger ending. Man, this got me mad. It's just been cliffhanger after cliffhanger, but at least we can theorize what's gonna happen for the next chapter. The next chapter is called Innocent, and the next chapter is a big one. It's the 300th chapter of the series, so this is where the volume ends, all that stuff. Now, genuinely from this chapter, I think it's 100% confirmed that Nagi is leaving now. There was no announcement or anything saying how eliminated players can play. They straight up said go home. So no Wilder card, no World Cup roster increase. Nagi is now going to need Reo to buy Blue Lock and put him back in. But realistically, I think Nagi's fate of being eliminated is still a good writing choice. It's a big ending to the Neo Egoist League, and even though he's gone right now, he can always come back way later. I think Nagi being a fan favorite will skip out on the U20 World Cup, but will return in that actual World Cup arc, and we will see him still in episode Nagi, so he's not entirely gone for all the Nagi fans. The next chapter, I think, will be him talking back to Ego after he said all of that, saying that Reo is innocent and how it was just him falling off because during this chapter, Ego was saying that their team up ruined it. So Nagi is trying to clear up Reo's name, and we'll actually see Nagi fully leaving the facility during the next chapter, as well as the start of a new arc, or at least a tease for it, because it is the end of the volume, chapter 300, a big milestone for Blue Lock. I'm super excited for what's next because we're about to enter a new arc. Will we see new characters or returning characters? I think this is literally a perfect time to be a Blue Lock fan. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on the chapter down below. This was a huge chapter, so I wanted to make a video about it. Do you think Nagi is actually gone? Did Ego go too far? Or was this justified? If you made it to the end though, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see y'all in the next one.